We are gathered here today to lay this to rest, to lay this fuck shit to rest, okay? Y'all like my intro? Y'all liked my song? These niggas can't hold me back. These niggas can't hold me back. These niggas can't hold me back. These niggas won't hold me back. No. Can't help it. My mama was a gangster. My daddy was a thug. And they mad because I won't live up to that shit. Let's get it. I am Queen Boss Lady, also known as your motivational speaker. But today, we're going to be doing things a little different. Hold on. We're going to be doing things a little different today here on my channel. This is a pretty much open court, pretty much a documentary, pretty much me speaking up on behalf of myself and other parents falling victim to this, other women that have fallen victim to this. Okay, so I'm gonna make these videos very short, sweet, and simple. I may do just 3 different videos, short, sweet, and simple, getting to the point, okay? So this is the point of the matter. I'm going to describe pretty much myself. So for over 20 years, I have pretty much let people talk. I have pretty much let people say what they say. I have pretty much let people, rally up, gather up, group up. And I've always thought like, it's not true, so I'm just not going to respond, and I'm just going to keep going on and living my best life. Well, what I have noticed over the years, that now is the time that God wants me to speak up, and not only that, stop it. Not only that, the people that have sought after my life, they have got adapted and used to me not saying anything, used to me not standing up for myself. And in most situations, it is good to not say anything, just move along with your life. But in this situation, it has gotten so out of hand that God is telling me to speak up, speak my truth, because everything is coming to the light. Law enforcement is involved, and I just want to make their job easier as well, as far as evidence, as far as anything that they need. And so, yeah, let's get to the nitty gritty. Let's pop that thing like Bronco Billy. So let's start from the beginning, right? And I have documents here. Come with receipts. I come with receipts, and this story is going to be a little bit all over the place, if you will. It's going to be all over the place. Okay, so recently this is what's happening. Like I said, I just, I choose to go about my business, let the haters hate, let them say what they're going to say, let them have it. And so what they're doing, they're noticing that, hey, she's not caught all up in the rumors. She's not caught all up in the lies. She's not worried about the humiliation ritual. She's still living her best life. She's still posting on social media. She's still getting on her accounts, right? And so that infuriates them. So they have gotten so frustrated to the point where if I post a picture on my social media, me at the beach, just, living my life, they are getting up underneath the posts and they are talking to other supporters, telling other supporters, like basically trying to blackmail me, based off of a lie. Hold on, give me 1 second. Don't do it so I don't have to prove it, okay? I am a person of many different gifts, many different traits, and I I don't wish to share all of my gifts and all of my traits at this time. I was just born to a witch and a warlock, and just, they just so happened to produce something great, which I believe God had his hand on me the whole time. And this is why I just want you guys to know, please don't feel sorry for me. I am very much healed. I'm very much have forgiven these people, but I noticed a pattern. When God wants me to speak up and I speak up, I call judgment on these people, order in the court, and everything shifts, everything changes once I open my mouth and I speak. So from the beginning, my two oldest daughters, with my oldest daughter, I felt a disconnection with her as a baby, but I just found it strange. I really didn't know what it was, but that didn't stop me from being a full-time mother to her, a full-time provider to her. My other daughter, which is 2 years younger than her, me and her dad, I just want to say this. I had my children when I was asleep. I had my children when I was under heavy control and witchcraft, okay? If it was up to me in this state of mind, who I am now, I would have never chosen these men to mate with. But I do not fault my children. It is absolutely not their fault. It is 100% my fault because I was not strong enough. I was not in my power. I was under heavy witchcraft to the point where I was forgetting who I was and what my mission was and what my purpose was in this world, okay? So I do take full responsibility. Hold on, it's so much going on right now. So I just wanted to make that clear. I have always been a person that likes to take full responsibility, and this is why they put so much responsibilities on me and they put so much allegations on me, because I still find a way to say like, okay, yes, I just take, but I'm not taking accountability for this bullshit that I'm about to speak up on and tell the truth about. So, with my oldest daughter, I noticed that, my mother was doing witchcraft on her, and I would pray it off of her. But I really didn't know where the witchcraft was coming from at the time, because my parents had me so blind and deceived. I left my family in 2016 because God told me to leave them because they were trying to kill me, and they did try to kill me. Here's the documents right here. And because they were not successful at killing me, they made false allegations. They made a false police report. Because I'm going to try to cover some stuff up. They made a false police report to try to get me locked up, since they were unsuccessful in unaliving me. I just want you guys to see the important. And so I left my hometown. This is the police report of what my mother told my baby daddy to do, because he was unsuccessful in unaliving me. And so that's how that happened. I was able to relocate to a different town, different state. Um, once the state picked this up, like I literally went to go turn myself in. I had prayed about it. I went to go turn myself in, and they looked up who this person was, how many times he's been to jail, attempted murder, assault with a deadly weapon. And I was all black and blue. They knew that he was lying. They immediately turned the tables around, and an arrest warrant was made for his arrest. And they was able to keep me safe until they relocated me. But the state just, they left me still like out here on my own, you know. So I relocated. I went to Houston. Everything was kind of fairly good. I'm gonna be talking about my other daughter as well. Her dad is a street man. For those of you from the streets, y'all know what I'm saying. He's a dope boy. And the thing with me and her was that I have to work for my money, and you have to wait until I get paid, and then I can buy you whatever you want, which she didn't even need anything. She's just a materialistic person. She has pretty much sold her soul to materialistic things. And do know that me speaking these truths, it is very hard for me, and it has been, well, it was. I have healed and I have accepted what is, because when I wasn't accepting what is, that's what was getting me fucked up and fucked over. And so she never had like a connection with me because of that, because I chose to not be a drug dealer, and I chose to work an honest job and take care of my children and make a different way, you know, because my mother was and my father was. I just chose to do something different with my life. And my daughter punished me severely for that. She did not want to live with me. Anything that I would buy her, shoes, coats, toys, she would not want it. She would not play with it. They would do things like throw their shoes away, throw their coats away. And this was at a very young age. Things that she would ask me to buy her, I would buy them. She would go to school, she would give it away. One time she gave away a $200 14 gold ring that she had me buy her. And this was at the age of like 4 or 5. So it was very, you know, it was just like, with her, it's like nothing you can do is good enough for me. I only want my dad to provide for me. I only want to be with my dad. Her dad ran and operated a trap house, and so she liked being over there with her grandma and him, seeing a lot of people come in and out the house, a lot of activities going on. It's the life of the party, you know. They're drinking, they're smoking, you know, and in their mind they're letting the kids be kids, but the kids are seeing all of this activity go on. They get to do what they want, they get to say what they want, they get to watch what they want. It was no structure in that household, and I fully take responsibility because I decided to make a child with him, even though I wasn't fully, even though I was operating under witchcraft. And this is how I say, like, my family, they set up blockages because they're like, if we can't get her this way, we're going to get her this way. If we can't get her through her love life, we're going to get her through her finances. If we can't get her through her finances, then we're going to get her through her children. And that's pretty much what it was. And her dad ended up going to prison. My other child's father tried to murder me, and that's the paperwork that I just showed you. He was able to call the police first before me, and he told them that I pulled a knife on him, I got aggressive with him, I physically assaulted him. So originally there was a warrant placed out for my arrest, and I just accepted it, you guys. I was like, oh my God, like, I can't believe this happening. I never touched him. He beat me to death. And God rose me back up again. And I was able to run and get away from him. And I ran to a neighbor's house, and I was just flatline. I was out of it. And he was able to call the police and tell the police that I assaulted him and everything like that. So fast forward to me saying, a couple of days had went by and my mom was just, heavy monitoring me. I'm not going to get too much into that because, I want to speak about what's going on with, my children teaming up with the ops and things like that. So to fast forward, we're in Houston. Everything is good. The only reason why I moved to Houston because her dad went to jail. So I did not take my children away from their father. One tried to murder me. The other one was, sentenced to, I think, about 2 years in prison. And so I went to Houston and everything was great. I did what I needed to do to get on my feet. I saved up $2,500. I bought a new car. I got an apartment. I got on my feet and everything was going good. But it's just like my kids always resented me for moving out of my hometown. Like my own kids would literally torture me and they literally resented me from taking them away from a family full of murderers, killers, drug dealers, and prostitutes. They made everything about me being a single mother very hard, but I did not let it get me down. I did not allow it to make me bitter. I did not allow it to, define who I was as a person because I was doing everything that God had told me to do. So let's fast forward a little bit forward to where everything just started spiraling out of control. As you guys know, the last video I made, I explained how I stopped celebrating the holidays. That's what put a beginning in the dent of everything happening. And so my daughter met a friend at school and they would always like chit chat on the phone and things like that. Now, mind you, whatever my kids asked me to buy them, I would buy it for them, no problem. And this is how my other daughter is. Both of them asked me to buy them an iPhone. I bought them an iPhone. They wanted YouTube channels. I started their YouTube channels. I was basically managing both of their channels, buying everything that they needed for their channels. I was buying them clothes, buying them shoes, just like a regular parent would. And I told them that I just didn't want to celebrate Christmas anymore. I just didn't feel it in my spirit. I felt like we needed to do something different. And that's kind of where we hit a bump in the road. Like they just didn't understand why I didn't want to celebrate it anymore. And I'm like, you guys, you have brand new shoes, you have brand new clothes, like you have iPhones, you have this, you have that. It's like, what are we, And I remember the first time they actually went and told my neighbor on me, who I suspected was gang stalking me. But I wasn't familiar with what gang stalking was at that time. I just knew that she was watching me, clocking me, jocking me, stalking me. Like I would get ready to go to work or go wherever and she would be like, where you going? And I'm like, you a grown woman. You shouldn't be asking another grown woman where she's going. That's just like, you might as well ask me how much money I got in my wallet. A grown woman has no business questioning another grown woman. It's just weird. It's just weird. And they went and told my neighbor that, oh, my mom is taking Christmas away from us, and nah. And on top of my children, they had been misbehaving. They hadn't been listening to me. The school had been calling me, things like that. And I was like this with the school. They had me on speed dial. I would come to the school. I would talk to my children, things like that. And so the neighbor came to my house and I'm in the house, I'm cooking dinner and, I'm in a good mood and things like that. And she was like, oh, can I come in and talk to you? And I'm like, yeah, what's wrong? And she's like, oh, so you're just going to take, like she literally tried to chastise me. Could y'all imagine your children going to tell your neighbor something that you decide as the household, as the provider, as the protector, you decide to make a change within your life, and your children go and tell your neighbor, and it isn't bringing any hurt, harm, or danger to them. and your neighbor decides that she's going to come to your house and come in your house and confront you, like, I did not know she was trying to confront. And she's like, oh, so you're gonna, and she does it in front of my kids to try to say, I have some authority, I have some say so. Your children have came to me and thus have decided that you don't want to celebrate a holiday that everybody celebrates, and you're going to be like everybody else. You're not going to break free, and you're not going to do what your spirit is resonating with. Like, basically that's all she was saying. Like, and she was like, you're gonna take Christmas away from them. And I'm like, I said, listen, I was not expecting you to question me about what I am choosing to do in my household. I thought you wanted to speak to me about something you're going through or whatever. I don't wish to discuss what I'm doing in my household with you. Well, you get to sit up there and you get to look all pretty and your hair done and your nails done, but you want to take Christmas away from your children. Oh, so I have to look like a bum. Basically, I have to look like a bum, a throwaway ass bum, because I don't want to celebrate Christmas. You're saying I shouldn't have the right to have my hair done or my nails done because I don't want to buy Christmas? You need to go ahead and exit out. And I was cutting something. I was like, you need to go ahead and exit right now. And let me keep cutting my dinner. What he said, if I have to raise up, it's gonna be trouble. And she left, and she was still talking her shit, y'all. I can't believe you're gonna take Christmas away from your kids. I can't believe you. Your mother didn't take Christmas away from you. I said, ma'am, you don't know what my mother did. And you need to go ahead and go. You need to go while it's flowing. Flow while it's going. Go ahead and go now while you have the chance. Because you was really testing my gangster. You was really testing me right now in my own home that I pay the bills in. You live next door, so that's where you need to go. And it started there. They was like, okay, so that's what we need to do. We need to get other people that are more, that can suppress her or be superior to her. I say, you know what? Okay, we need counseling at this point. I need to get some other help. Even though my daughter, I already had her in like a Big Sisters program where she was getting help and therapy and everything like that. But I'm like, no, we need family therapy, whatever. So I decided to get family therapy, and in family therapy, I started to open up with my children because they're old enough. They are, 13 and 12. So they're old enough to understand and, comprehend why I don't deal with my family, why I cut certain friends off. And these same friends that I cut off, I'm going to tell you about that. And so they was like, that's it. Her family already hates her for being different and doing different things, and so we'll piggyback off of that. We'll contact her family that she has cut off, she hasn't spoken to in years. We will contact her old friends. We will tell them that yes, she is this person that you all guys, because we're in counseling and I'm telling them the lies that my family was portraying, and how they tried to unalive me and things like that. And their light bulbs came on. And, God had already told me that my children were going to betray me and slay me. And God told me to stop buying them things and see how fast things unravel. So back to them having the iPhones, the shoes. I would take my kids, I would go to like Burlington to get like candles or facial stuff, right? And they would see a pair of shoes that they wanted, or some jeans, a shirt, and I'm like, come on, you can get it. These are things that they wanted, clothes that they wanted, shoes that they wanted. So they seen that it was a success with, telling her and convincing her. Mind you, my kids got into witchcraft, they got into dark magic, heavy into witchcraft, heavy into practicing it. And that was their first practice. So their second practice was the young lady who my daughter befriended at school. And so how this started, she would come and get my daughter on the weekends, and I didn't think anything of it. I would send my daughter with money, with her clothes. This particular time, I sent my daughter I had bought her a whole week's worth of clothes. I had bought her like 7 outfits that she went to the store and picked out. She picked out her shoes, socks. She picked out the clothes, and she took all her new clothes to her friend's house. And then when she came back with nothing. And I'm like, that's weird. Where did all your new clothes go? She didn't even come back with the iPhone either. Apparently, her iPhone got ruined. Apparently, she didn't know what happened to her brand new shoes that I had just bought her, brand new pair of Nikes, and none of her clothes. She didn't know what happened to them, but she had some old Chuck Taylors that the mother gave her, and a few pieces of clothes, like she had a whole nother outfit on from her mom, the friend's mom. And I thought that was very strange. So I called. I'm like, no, you need to get her on the phone so I can speak to her. And I'm like, hey, where's my daughter's stuff? Like, oh, well, she got her phone wet. And I'm like, okay, even if she got the phone wet, the iPhone wet, it should have came back with her. Where are the clothes that I sent her with? They all had new tags on them. Oh, I don't have no recognition of no clothes. I knew then they were setting me up. So I'm like, okay, this is so weird that a child comes to your home with brand new clothes and brand new shoes now and an iPhone, and she comes back with your daughter old shoes on and your daughter's old clothes on. I say, y'all gotta be pranking me, right? Like, this is like, literally, I started laughing. I'm like, y'all pranking me, right? And she's like, no, I don't know where that stuff is. I don't know what happened to it. So I'm like, you know what? My daughter knows exactly what happened to her stuff. It's fine. Maybe she doesn't want it, obviously, because she has your daughter old shoes on and she has your daughter old clothes on. So obviously that's what she wants. So as I begin to talk to my children more, they begin to become very open to disrespecting me and telling me exactly how they feel. And she told me, well, so-and-so, I didn't want the iPhone anymore because my friend has the new iPhone. So you don't want your phone no more because your friend has the new one. That doesn't make any sense. You went to the store and picked that phone out, and you just got that phone like a month ago. And I'm like, so why not just keep the phone and keep up with it and take care with it and just say, Mom, hey, is there any way I can upgrade my phone in a few months, upgrade it to a newer one? It wouldn't have been a problem at all. But you say, no, I'm going to ruin all of my stuff. I'm going to destroy all of my stuff because they have newer stuff. And this is how my daughter thinks. This is how she operates. So I'm like, so that's what happened to the clothes as well? Yeah, and they were picking on me. They said that this phone was for dinosaur age, but you picked it out and you had me pay for it. You had me pay $200 for an iPhone, and then you get around somebody that has a $400 iPhone, and now you don't want your $200 iPhone no more. I am not raising you like this. This is not how I'm raising you. So I'm like, that what happened to the clothes too? Yeah, they told me that all those clothes was fake, and Burlington is a fake store, and everything in there is fake. The clothes is fake, and the shoes is fake. So I'm like, okay. All right. So basically, I knew then, I'm like, I felt like she was brainwashing my child, but I also felt like, no, this is who my child is. This is who she is at heart. It isn't a in between. I don't want to make these videos long. I said I was going to make them 30 minutes, so tune in for part 2. Catch me over there.